Is this the new headset from Oculus? Or maybe this is the new headset from Oculus? Or how about this one? Maybe Mark Zuckerberg is wearing the new headset from Oculus. All three of these photos were released yesterday, and they're said to be prototypes of future products. How much farther into the future, we don't really know, but let's break these down a little bit more so we can get an idea of what we're looking at. First of all, let's talk about something that probably prompted this first photo here, which is Andrew Bosworth. This looks suspiciously like a headset that Vive has been teasing and that massive leaks came out yesterday for the Vive Flow. What you're seeing now is what's called the Vive Flow. Yes, the outside is mirrored, so it looks kind of like a bug or like Willy Wonka, as some people have said. But this is a product that has been teased by Vive for a little while that's supposed to be being announced later today, and tons of leaks have come out. Now, the leaks came out yesterday, and oddly enough, this photo of Boz, as he was visiting the Facebook Reality Labs to check out some of their new hardware, popped up on Twitter. Seems kind of coincidental, doesn't it? Well, we don't know much about this headset, but we do know about the Vive Flow, so let's talk about that for just a second, and if that's what this headset is that Andrew Bosworth is wearing, this seems to be a future prototype for a product maybe coming from Oculus. Now, keep in mind, with all three of these are being billed as prototypes. So none of these are actually headsets that could be coming. Vive has been teasing a new announcement for today for the last little while, and a couple of days ago, leaks started to come out by Evie Leaks on Twitter, showing some of the images you're seeing here on the screen of the Vive Flow. It's an interesting piece of technology, and as you can see, there is a cable running down the back behind this individual. According to everything that's been leaked and said, it seems like this does not ship with any type of controller. You actually use hand tracking for this device, and you can use your mobile device as a controller to control what's going on inside of this virtual environment or whatever's going on inside of the headset. As you can see in these pictures here, we've even got pictures of the lenses that includes adjustable diopter lenses. It also pairs with your phone. We don't know the field of view on this one yet, but it looks to be like a pair of sunglasses, or at least a larger pair of sunglasses. It looks to be very light and very small. Now, one thing that allows this is the usage of micro OLED displays in this. If that is what they're actually using, that seems to be the case, or what people are talking about. This would allow for a much smaller and lighter device. Now, pre-orders are said to be starting on October 15th. At the Vive website, with shipments starting early in November, and it's said to be coming in at $499. Now, that seems kind of high. It depends really on what this does. It seems more like a media consumption device than an actual VR gaming headset, which is not a bad thing because there is definitely a need for a light VR headset that could be used primarily for watching movies, consuming content, and for some light gaming. This could be a device headed in that direction. But why am I talking about all of this when we're supposed to be talking about Oculus stuff? Well, partially because, let's look back at the picture of Boz again. The front of this looks very similar in size and design as the Vive Flow. You can see a side-by-side right here. Very similar designs, at least in its structure and its size. Now, it's hard to get a really good look at what Boz is wearing. It does have an actual strap. It looks like some sort of a single strap running around to the back with maybe a ratchet on the back to be able to tighten it up. I don't know anything about it aside from what it looks like, and definitely has a mirrored front. I kind of like the mirrored front a little bit better than the Willy Wonka style for the Vive Flow, mostly because it doesn't look like you have giant bug eyes, I think. This looks more like a ski goggles mask or something that is reflective so you can't see through it. Neither one necessarily look good on someone, but that's subjective, and who really cares when you're in virtual reality in the first place? So the first image, we don't really know much about, but it looks very much like the Vive Flow. Probably means that because of how shallow it looks and small it looks, this prototype is using micro OLED displays, which would be pretty awesome because, again, it's moving back to OLED, plus it's smaller, lighter, and it would make for a more compact and easier to balance headset. Now let's jump over to Mark Zuckerberg's photo that he posted yesterday. Well, he was visiting Facebook Reality Labs with Boz, it seems, and this looks to be more like a rudimentary prototype. Now, Mark Zuckerberg actually says, I spent the day with the Facebook Reality Labs research team in Redmond to demo our next generation virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence tech. This one is an early retina resolution prototype. The future is going to be awesome. So retina resolution, that would mean it is a super high resolution, which would be pretty incredible, but also highly taxing on any system running it, especially a mobile system. I'm not really sure how that would work. Now, Boz actually posted another photo while he was at Facebook Reality Labs, and he titled it "So Many Prototypes." But first, let me go back and read the description for that original photo I forgot to read. And it says, proud of the research Michael Abrash's team is working on at FRL Redmond. Excited to get an early look at some of the technologies that'll underpin the metaverse. We work on several prototype headsets to prove our concepts. This is one of them. Kind of, it's a long story. So I don't know what the kind of it's a long story means. Hard to say exactly, but Alvin Wang Greylin, the China president for HTC Vive, tweeted to Boz and said, "Hey Boz, nice looking research project. Want to trade for a production quality device hot out of our factory?" Obviously talking about the Flow, and Boz said, no deal. So there's a little back and forth there, which is very humorous. Now let's talk about this other photo that Boz posted. This looks, again, like another rudimentary, kind of cobbled together device. It does have a halo strap, but it also has what kind of looks like the body of an original Quest, with some additional sensors, some wires running out of it, an under cage. I don't know what exactly this is. Some people in the comments were saying that it is BCI, which stands for Brain Computer Interface. Now, I don't know enough about that to say whether it is or not. All I know is that it's interesting looking. It's got a halo strap, and it's another prototype. So we don't really know much about this one either. Back to the original one. Is this the future of the Quest? I don't know. Hard to tell. Boz isn't actually holding controllers with this headset, so it's possible this functions without controllers. It could be another Go, if you will, a new version of a media device that you can use to watch stuff, kind of like the Vive Flow is probably going to be. Now, the Go was a 3 DOF device, only 3 degrees of freedom, whereas the Vive Flow is supposed to be 6 degrees of freedom. So I imagine that this device, if that's what it is, could probably be a 6 DOF media consumption device. The Flow is $499. If Oculus comes out with a device designed for hand tracking to watch media that's light, then they'll probably want to push to make it less than that, maybe even less than the actual Quest 2, who knows? But I personally don't think this is the next generation Quest 3 or Quest Pro or whatever you want to call it. I also don't think we're going to get it this year. Some people I've talked to think that we could get it for the holidays, which is a possibility. I think we'll probably hear about it at Connect, but I personally don't think we're going to see it this year. I could be very wrong, and I kind of hope I am because I want to see what it is. I want to get it in my hands. I want to try it if it's not for enterprise. But personally, I don't think any of these three look like the upcoming Quest Pro or 3 or whatever everyone's waiting for. Now, we could very well see this device that Boz is wearing announced at Connect, and that's the device they announced. They stick with the Quest 2 for their gaming for now, and they go with this device as a media consumption device using hand tracking. That is a possibility. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I have no freaking clue, but I wanted to share these photos with all of you and say what I thought about them. What I think about them is that they're prototypes and they look cool, and I wish that I could go to Redmond and try them out. So Boz and Mark Zuckerberg, if you happen to see this video, please bring me out there to take a look at these devices. I'd be happy to check them out. What do you think about these devices? Anything come across in these photos that you want to share? Let me know down in the comments what you think. And would you buy a 6 DOF media consumption device that's light and allows you to use it on the go just for consuming media? Let me know down in the comments. If you want to get the most out of your Quest and your Quest 2, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there and the bell icon for notifications. And you can check out even more of my videos at that video right on the screen. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and happy questing.